All right, welcome to Monday trading, 9:47 Mountain Time. That's 11:47 Eastern Time. So the big player is about to go to lunch. Pretty interesting market so far today, but disclaimer, dude, I am not a pro and I can't give you advice about finances. So don't 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 follow what I do, please. Um, do your own research. We're sim trading, so we're in prop firm accounts, and it's just to share and document my process and how I go about trading. Only trading NASDAQ right now, no other markets. So always do your own research, and if you're going to use real money to invest or trade, you gotta consult a professional. All right, so super risky, and you not only can you lose money, you can lose all of your money and maybe your family as well, or your wife, so or husband. So yeah, take heed. All right, so interesting day so far. Looking at a 40 range chart, each bar represents 40 ticks. Here is our volume profile for the day. So we're building value in this range right here. Most of the volume being traded in that area. Some of these levels are from another chart, that's why they're showing up. But just keep in mind, you can kind of see where most of the trading's happening, and even we could narrow it down to that area I already have highlighted. How ironic. This was highlighted and I haven't fucked with this for over 24 hours. So these levels are these levels. You can also see down here I had a green level. So I almost did like the cognitive dissonance thing today, where I didn't respect uh, the analysis I did. And that happens a lot. I think they call that cognitive dissonance, when you make a decision and you act in the exact opposite way of what you know to be true and right. So I'm still bearish, just in sentiment, but it doesn't matter what I am, right? And let's take a look at some news. I don't trade on Top Step. I just use the news feed. I've done a few combines and I've blown them all, and just it's been a while since I've used Top Step though. All right, so this is pretty interesting. At least 20 to 50, mainly Chinese, Pakistan, Russian, and Iranian vessels have recently transited to the Strait of Hormuz using a controlled stopping corridor by IRGC permission after paying tolls. Interesting. All right. Sounds like Iran is doing business, charging tolls in reals or using yuan, I guess that's the currency, right? And crypto in energy trade would weaken US financial dominance and mark the start of de-dollarization. Interesting. They're using crypto, right? Here goes the Bitcoin rally. Bitcoin's not going nowhere, boys and girls. The lawmaker in Iran, one of them, I won't butcher his name, they're taking action and they're establishing some bills that likely regulate transit through the Strait of Hormuz. proposed parliamentary bill on the security of the Strait of Hormuz. Exactly. Could change transit regulations. I just said that. Interesting. All right. So, sounds like an escalation to me. Okay. So we're looking at an escalation. We came back up after filling the overnight gap. You can't see it here because I only have RTH, retail trading hours. But came back, retested previous day value area high, tried to break out of it, rejected, tried to break out of it, rejected, tried to break out of it, rejected multiple times. Therefore, I made the decision after a couple failed trades to open up another short. And I'm opened short on 3 different positions. Legends here. I was up 150, made a mistake. So I'm happy with my trading because I'm okay with taking losers. I'm down 336 on this account. It's a eval. And I'm down 162 on this performance account from Apex. So we're slowly chipping back away at that. We have a $7,500 drawdown on that account. It's a 300,000 performance account, which I took to 320 in profit for drawing down 7,500. That's the rules. So we're still in this zone, and I may just exit, make it a 1-to-1-ish. Now that we're here, may exit at the bottom of the zone where these aggressive sellers got absorbed. We have a VWAP for the day down below at about 25,280. And we get a rejection exactly from that line. And we could continue just ranging in this red zone right here. It's possible. But we did break through this level where it was kind of providing downside support to retest the bottom of this shelf. Well, it's not a big shelf. But if we draw a profile from here, it's mostly selling pressure in this last swing. Had some buyers get absorbed, and the thicker candles equal more volume in that particular 40 tick range, and the color represents the aggressive dominator, such as buyers or sellers. So there's aggressive selling happening, and buyers are stepping in right at this level that we previously identified, and it is moving back up. We're also at the daily point of control here. So we're basically retesting the New York point of control. So we came up, failed. Buyers stepped back in at the top, failed. We're met by responsive sellers. We came back down and retested the bottom of this value area that's being established. And we drove back up, failed again. We're dropped below the point of control once again. So buyers buying up at a discount. Lots of sellers selling down at a premium. And now it looks like we're starting to collapse below this level. We're going to give it a little bit of time here, but we may take a momentum scalp down to the VWAP if we can. see where our next big level of support is. We're likely to retest the low here. And we've already bounced off the low multiple times too, or this green zone, right? We bounced through it and off of it, rejecting multiple times. So I have these real big, I would say this, it's hard to say. Yeah, we had some buyers step in here, so that's an expected reaction. This zone right here. Guess our next area is going to be right here. So that's right at the VWAP. Like to see a nice rejection off this point of control here out of the red zone. And I'm probably going to jump into a 2 contract position, taking my TP down here by the VWAP and putting my stop loss up here above the value range that's been forming. It's likely right where this is, to be honest. So just revisiting all the accounts because I have multiple things going on. I start to lose track. So we're looking good over here. I'm going to hold on to this. We're going to move this down. There's no guarantee. This may be the low that is going to be protected for the rest of the session, or at least through lunch. Very possible. If it comes back up to us, we'll just get stopped out in break even. And no positions are open there. So we're out of all positions at the moment. So down 128, and we're not really worried about that. We're not trading so big that it really matters. And we're down 336 on our eval here for the day. Still finding resistance here at the point of control. Sellers are getting aggressive, and we're going to take another shot here. We're going to take profit down here at our level, putting our stop up a little bit higher, a little bit negative risk reward. Or negative isn't the word, but we're risking more than we will win if we're right. So far it's looking okay. And we just got to punch through the wall. So sellers are actually making some progress. All right. They were absorbed, bounced back up, got some momentum, lots of selling volume here pushing through. And I definitely, if this retraces a little bit, I wouldn't mind getting back in about right there. But I don't know if it will before it hits the VWAP. So we're a little late on this account. Looking good here. Gonna reduce our risk. So we have all this resistance or responsive selling that happened here that at one point was responsible for more responsive buying or initiative buying. So it kind of flipped. And now we're working our way back down to the VWAP. And I'm a firm believer that if you're close to your TP and you find a little bit of resistance there and it doesn't seem like it wants to tap it, it's perfectly okay just to exit and take your profits, because it usually is going to go there pretty goddamn fast and then either react or whip through it or start to consolidate. So now we're at about a 1-to-1, risking 76 to take 74 minus profits. Back to our legend account. Looking pretty good here. I'll lock in a whopping $12 of profit. Which will bring us green for the day. We're charting on NQ but trading on micro. All right, sorry I was on the phone. So we just took profit there at the VWAP. Expect to get a little bit of a retracement, and I may reload right at this red line. Coming back to our apex. Oh, we just missed. Look at that. We didn't get filled. Crazy. So now we're probably going to go back to break even. So we missed an opportunity to reload. Unless I just take it right here, which I think we're just going to take it. You see why? You see what happened. Now we're going to reload. And take it back down. What timing? You see the speed of the tape. So we had some volume step in right there. You can see it. Some buyers stepping in. But we have strong selling pressure as well. So we're going to create a new little swing here to see what the aggressiveness looks like. So yeah, right here, some strong buyers stepping in right here. Good fun trading today, though. Not the easiest from a price action standpoint because it is kind of back and forth. There's a lot of indecision, as I said about the news earlier. Um, yeah, Iran is definitely not budging right now, and nor is the U.S. So we're escalating. So I anticipate a down move, and until the price action shows me otherwise, I'm going to keep trying. That's kind of my goal today. But we'll limit the risk on each trade, but we're going to keep trying. I mean, we already kind of got worked taking shorts to break this initial balance low. Problem is that it's actually down here. We continue to move back up. So it's likely shorts covering. See, just not a lot of resistance, and then reloading to push the price back down. That's what I think is happening. I think people are just playing the range. So which side has control of the range? Just bear with me. I need to, while we're losing this trade here, need to put a stop in here. I need to make an appointment. I have a couple clients that just booked an appointment, and I don't want to forget. All right, so I do expect us. We hit 50% of this red range, which has been a pretty strong area. I expect us to now flip the script and return lower. This is now becoming resistance. So the resistance is moving down, or the pressure, downward pressure, is increasing, however you want to look at it. And we can see it on this side as well. Right? It's the volatility is increasing as well. So the moves are going to become a lot stronger. So I wouldn't mind waiting to retest this IBV high again. Oh, wrong account. I'm already in it. That's why. Okay. Let's put our stop loss up here. Our TP down here. So it's about a 1-to-1. Risking about 170. Planning on that trend line holding, protected by all of these responsive sellers who continue to push the price lower. Maybe right there. Need to be above this candle right here. So that's a pretty, if we break through that, I'm confident that I'm wrong. We drop another 200, and that's okay. It is what it is, right? We are playing our game. So on this eval, we're going to do the same thing. Put our stop loss up here, taking on a little more risk. and then our take profit down here, back to retest this green zone value area low for the session that I established we'd come back to, and it was an important level. We've tested it multiple times before moving away from it. But I would say the interesting thing about the day is that we're holding above the VWAP. So technically, the buyers are kind of in control right now. Not only are we holding above the VWAP, we're also holding the point of control for the New York session, which is right here, but we are right below it. And there's lots of people buying at a discount to retest the initial balance high, which is fairly close. So there's less resistance to get back to the top than there is to come down to the IBV low. That said, generally, even if we have another breakout, for instance, at the end of the day, what we might see is a retracement to about 50%. And oh my God, just look at that. How crazy is that? Just how crazy is that? So 50% retracement on the day, which is highly likely. Is also the value area low of the day. How fun is that? I'm always getting in too early though, or too late, right? Okay, so if we look at where the aggressive buyers were absorbed, we kind of create this. So they were absorbed a little bit higher this next time, right? There's a lot of ways you can look at data. So just looking at aggressiveness, we're still getting absorbed lower each time. But the momentum is decreasing a bit. So there are some buyers stepping in, holding the price up. So the slope of the absorption and the downward pressure is decreasing. Okay, I got to put these appointments in now. So I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes. Looks like we got another absorption right there. I'm not paying 100% attention here, so to get these appointments in. This is like where I make my actual money, right? Not in the markets yet. So I still got to work to eat. But I will say I think it's better to be a part-time trader. At least for me. I like to not to have to depend on worrying about eating. All right, so we're just going against us a little bit here. We're now testing the top of the range. Buyers definitely took over and pushed through the wall, pushed through this wall right here. And let's see if they can battle with these aggressive sellers that keep protecting the level. All right, so these guys are probably still here. These guys right here, they're probably still here. They're just absorbing any aggressive buying, and there seems to be some volume in aggressive buying. Now another cool, I don't have it on here, but let's add it. Let's add speed of tape. You can see it. You don't really need it with the range chart because you can see it. It just prints bars real quick. But it's kind of fun to see what's going on. And you can look see that's super aggressive, right? And we got stopped out. We might re-enter here. We're gonna hold up. It's crazy how strong the market is holding up. I can't get these damn appointments in. There's too much going on. Okay, so Apex. This is really my line of defense up here. This is about 1-to-1. So that's on our 300K funded account. We're getting wrecked over here. You can always add in if it starts to go our way. So we're going to start a little bit smaller. Actually, we're going to be patient on this account. We're going to risk 100. To make 300. See if we can dig ourselves out of the hole. Not, maybe we just won't get in a trade. This might be another level of entry. Back to these appointments. All right, that is done. So there is an ongoing engagement between the US and Iran in forward motion on trying to get an agreement. So that was the news pop, I'm assuming there. See this news pop? What time was that? 12:15 Eastern. That news was at 12:22. So that was right here. It's totally bullish. Trump to have another round of talks before escalating with Iran, Israeli media. So, dude, this market is going to flip flop back and forth until there's some resolution. So, that being said, I need to be careful. That news is pretty bullish. I'm not going to lie. We have a protection level up here. I'm going to sell one right here. So that was the news about the talks, right? So looks like a lot of day traders, though, not a lot of large institutions. Except right here, where it's like they knew something. Like a couple minutes prior, there was a big buy. But I guess it's nothing out of line because there's been a lot of buying and selling up here. So tough day to trade. It's been fun. The news keeps rolling in. It looks like buyers are getting absorbed up here at the top with some volume. I think we're going to try to ride that momentum back down to this moving average here. This is where it gets risky, right? Even 3 micros, I'm sizing up. And this is risky. But we've extended up. We again got absorbed, even though a little bit higher this time. Sellers stepped in. There was also buyers at the top, so the sellers are a little bit stronger than the buyers up here, at least momentarily. And I'm anticipating to come back to maybe test this level again, even though we've already tested it once. Man, am I just going against it today? Am I just completely cognitively dissonant? Ah, I don't know, man. This has been a crazy, crazy day so far. What we can see is negative delta, lots of volume, price closes lower, Another 40 ticks of trading. We make a lower high, come down and clean the low, make a lower low. Which now looks just like it was a pullback to extend even higher. Once again, we're getting some absorption, but buyers actually have control. Buyers have control. And I'm going to get out of this trade. What the fuck, man? What a day. And I'm going to try to re-enter at my level right here. Taking profit down here. Up to speak any moment. Sweet. That's awesome. Trump's about to speak and I'm in a trade. About to open a trade. We're getting in right here. Man, we missed the entry. So we got the entry here. Beautiful. We did not get stopped out. Beautiful. And we're looking to hold that for a while. He's gonna announce like he's gonna announce a ceasefire. That's what's gonna happen. And then the market's gonna go whoop. All-time highs. I'm just gonna close my eyes and hit the buy button. So rough day of trading so far. We missed our entry here twice now. Looks like we're just consolidating a little bit here at the top. We've hit the protection level, so you would always expect to get some type of reaction here. But we could extend all the way up here to 25,700. It's one standard deviation, and our average extension would be here to 25, back to 25,000, which seems fair to me. So we missed this entry here. I'm going to turn on some audio.
Ago at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, Nick 1000F, who says, "What happens if a Chinese ship tries to pass? Is the U.S. going to attack a Chinese flagship?" Yeah, we keep getting asked this question about Chinese ships, which I understand. China gets a lot of the it takes, I believe, most of the oil imports from Iran go to China, but I don't know if Chinese strips are gonna keep coming back and going back and forth. We just don't know.
That speed of tape is crazy right now. So let's see if this plays out.
Thanks Jennifer Taylor and Casey Hook. Also, thanks to is it Rat Cell? I think it is for your support. Who thinks it's likely the U.S. is prepping a land invasion? That's why they are conducting mine clearing. By the way, I'm not aware that actual mine clearing has started. Two destroyers a couple days ago went through. In CENTCOM said they were setting the conditions for mine clearing, not that they were actually doing mine clearing.
Chipping away. Took 50 there. So I'm keeping my eye on the news.
Trash Panda says Liberation Day 2.0. Scree Rider says, "Are we the pirates now?"
Trump is says 34 ships went through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, by far the highest since closure started.
Thanks Danielle Skyline, I think it was, for thanking the moderators. Constel Industries says this blockade is going to last how many years? Hey, thanks so much to Matt Gallant. Matt Gallant, that's very nice of
So
you.
we're going to have to pay attention here. We're going to do some scalping magic. We're going to slowly chip away at this deficit.
I also don't know if President Trump has a certain amount of time in mind that this blockade is supposed to last for, or maybe it's supposed to, make Iran go back to the negotiating table or something. I don't know if President Trump has an estimated amount of time for this blockade. Ryan says until Iran opens the strait, but that doesn't say what he's thinking the time will be. Let's see here.
Try to get a better entry up here. Oh shit, we didn't get that. I'm trying to get as much as I can before it retraces back up. There we go. We're gonna here's where we're gonna take a little bit, 2 contracts, limit sell from right here, stop loss above,
I'm looking at what the
take
Deepcharts
profit.
said about the blockade. Shawshank Joshi has an article about it, talking about it today. One of the things he said is that he said technically the blockade is not hard. America needs only interdict a handful of ships to deter most traffic from attempting transit. What he's saying is if the US stops a few ships, then other ships are not going to want to go try to go through because they'll think, well, we'll just continue.
Follow Agenda Free TV. It's a great channel. I'm
So
gonna get out of here.
Canadian tankers.
Here. Um, see if we have some live news happening somewhere. Man, it's a constant. It's a constant. Don't recommend. Anytime I see this kind of shit, people pointing and they got their face up there, not interested. Not interested. Not interested. You get so much bullshit. That's $100. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that. And then we're gonna reload up here. Take 100. Well, I guess we missed that boat. Rough day. Just when you think you know, you realize that you have no fucking idea what's gonna happen. So maybe that's what keeps it fun, right? Just manage the fucking risk. Make sure you don't blow your entire wad. Just trying to be right. Humble pie, baby. So yeah, like the first reaction is like, right now. It's too late, right? It's gonna go all the way back up, right? Hopefully we still get filled. It's not looking that way though. We're starting to build some resistance up here, so or some selling pressure. See if well these buyers step back in and push. You could see just a big ass push, right? Just a bubble burst. So we just clean this whole inefficiency coming back up to this inefficiency. So maybe we still get filled. Maybe we just hang out and be patient and just wait for it to come to us, as they say. Let it come to you, baby. Let it come to you. Let it come to you. Be patient. Guess there's no lunch today. At least for New York. Well, there's been some volume traded here and some volatility at lunchtime. So, like, this Trump speaking. So if we come from here, let's make this a little smaller. Let's measure the lunchtime movement. 142 point. It's a lot. On the day, 260 points. Swept the previous day high. Maybe now we could start to rotate back to the failed auction, rotate back down. Okay, let's listen back in on
You're talking about with respect to all of the things that they put against me? Yeah. Well, it's come out that in so many different ways. Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it. But in so many different ways, the election was rigged. The 2020 election was rigged. We found that out. What you just said is just a piece of that. It's a big piece, but minor, relatively speaking, compared to what they did. They cheated in the election. They cheated on the vote. They cheated in every way possible, and it's the only way we got an incompetent man to be a president. And he was an incompetent man. Many of the things that we're talking about, even including this would have been settled a long time ago. Not
oh my god, he never
should have been
shuts the
settled
fuck up.
by the presidents. But the
The
election
market
was a
should
rigged
dump
election.
because the
We
guy
can't let that
just,
happen to our
why is he
country.
talking about the rigged election? So what's going to happen now is he's going to try to
They brought
stop,
this charge against them.
he's going to stop
They brought
voting,
this
right? He's trying to stop voting. This
intriguing.
dude is fucking insane. How is the market going up?
They want to have
Oh my god.
I mean, open borders. They want to have men playing in women's sports. Do you think that men should play in women's sports?
He keeps saying the same shit over and over.
You don't open, you do. It's, yeah, go ahead, please.
What was he talking about? What the fuck was the guy talking about? There's a fucking war going on in Iraq, and he's talking about men and women's sports. Okay, okay, I just muted that shit. Oh my god. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, this is crazy, y'all. The dude's nuts, man. I'm sorry. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much good you do. If you do the same amount of bad, like it's not a balance thing. You just shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. So one more time. This is insane, man. This rally is just fucking nuts. My God. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day, man. I've gotten my ass handed to me a lot today, so I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna stop the stream. It goes to show, like, it's a brutal profession. So, so I'm just gonna take a walk, get some breath, come back and see if there's something there for us for the afternoon. But good luck, y'all, with your trading. We're down a little bit today. 683 on one account. They're both in the profit. 600 on another account, and from Legend, we're down 266. So we're gonna call it good there. I think we obviously not seeing the market well. Um, Good learning lesson. Maybe we'll come back later, maybe not. But have a good one, y'all.